We'll be back with CBB right after we hear from Adele Quo and another fantastic installment of It's Easy Being Green. We'll have to do a take two on that. No, never mind.
You better be fantastic.
Here's Adele.
Fantastic,
that's
exactly.
a big tease.
This is a huge Fern issue of It's Easy Being Green. My name's Adele Quo. If you can't make the June 13th Fern foray we mentioned at last week's segment, well, you're in luck. There's another Walk Among Ferns at Scotts Run Nature Preserve with botanist Carl Taylor on Sunday, June 24th from 8:30 in the morning to 11 a.m. While it's still cool in the summer morning, renowned fern specialist Carl Taylor will identify about 18 or so native fern species from the common Christmas fern known as Polystichum aquatiscoides, that's a handful, to a less common rock polypody, that would be Polypodium virginianum. All Virginia Native Plant Society, that's VNPS programs, are free and open to the public. Please register to attend. That would be this very long website. I will try to read it carefully here. www.z2systems.com. But go ahead and query this fern walk, and it should come up. Our Virginia native ferns are often overlooked when planning or designing for gardens since they don't produce flowers or seeds or fruit, or they don't offer pretty winter bark. They are a staple of our shade gardens. They all look kind of similar. Almost all are described as some shade of green, and the majority of them are deciduous. Yet ferns have been around for more than 300 million years. In prehistoric times, when the dinosaurs roamed, the ferns were a dominant part of the vegetation, and they have survived and adapted to a changing climate. Contrary to popular belief, ferns can live anywhere, from rich and moist shady woodlands to a dry crevice in a cliff face. Some ferns are only a few inches tall. Others offer height and drama. You can create a fern garden using only our native ferns and still have lots of diversity of texture, growth or swirl patterns, and some color. Joe Tree Frog, who's missing right now, his top 4 Virginia native fiddlehead favorites to try in your garden are based on our personal success stories. The first one is Dryopteris marginalis, or marginal wood fern. After they're established, it can become a very drought-tolerant evergreen fern that's often found in the wild, growing on those rock walls and slopes. Next, number 2, Dryopteris goldiana. That's Goldie's fern, also known as giant wood fern. It can get to 4 feet tall. This one is great to fill in the back of the bed. And number 3, Anthurium filix-femina, lady fern. This is the quintessential woodland garden fern with a delicate, lacy, and graceful appearance of feathery fronds that blend well with other native perennials and one of the easiest ones to grow. And our 4th one, Polystichum acrosticoides. That's the Christmas fern. Whoa. Yeah, that's the one that kind of jumps around on your tongue there. This evergreen Christmas fern is trouble-free and tolerant of dry to wet soils in the shade garden where it's difficult to grow anything else. It makes a nice accent plant due to its coarser texture. So remember, it's easy being green, enjoying our native ferns in our natural landscapes and in our gardens.
Ferntastic.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Ferntastic.
And where do we think Joe is?
He's on
As you hit your head
assignment
there, I saw
in Fern Valley.
We might be making new fronds, as we say.
Making new fronds. Having fern, making new fronds. I like Polypodium virginianum.
Yes, a cute little one.
That's a little bit easier to say
Ooh,
than
you've
some
been
of these.
practicing your scientific
Polypodium
names.
virginianum. That's good.
Very
Ferns are great.
impressive.
They've been around a long time, and they'll probably keep on going after.